What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the podcast once again.
Yeah.
This is Damari, my co-host.
What's up, everybody?
And my name's Elijah, and we are here with
Gabo.
Gabo.
Hey.
Gabo is our guest today, so we're going to go in and get started with some questions. So, first of all, who are you? For people who don't know.
For like the three people or new people in Chi Alpha who don't know who I am Gabo. I've been in Chi Alpha ever since I stepped foot on Ball State campus. Do you know me? I'm a nursing major. I've been passionate about it for the longest time and everything. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm a core group leader. I lead a core group with my co-leader Adam. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your home, where you're from, your family, maybe some things you like to do in your free time, hobbies.
I am from Zionsville, Indiana. It's about 30 minutes away from downtown Indy and everything. When it comes to my family stuff and everything, I have, of course, my mom and dad, and I have three other siblings. I have a older sister named Irene. I have a younger brother who is 18. His name is Sammy, and I have a younger sister named Sarah Rose, who is adopted from China.
So how did you get the name Gabo? If we're starting with names like Irene and Sammy.
Well, the name Gabo is, for people who don't know, is actually not my real name. It's my...
Shocker.
Gasp.
Oh my goodness. Deception on the podcast.
Deception.
Sorry, guys. I actually don't know who this guy is that we have on the podcast right now.
Sorry. So what is your real name?
For the people who don't know, my full name is Micah Gabo Tragesser. I was named after my dad, who was also named Micah, but I'm not a junior because his middle name is George, and I am Gabriel, and Gabriel is how we got Gabo, because that's what my mom decided. So, so my real name is Micah, but everybody here calls me Gabo because everybody who calls me by Gabo is mostly somebody I at least know a little amount and everything, or who I can at least call my friend and not an acquaintance. So, I know you guys asked me what I do for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than my schoolwork,
That's fun for you?
I find nursing stuff a lot of fun.
That's good, because not everybody can say that.
You know the amount of times that Gabo has come to me, whether it's a 101 or something, it's like, dude, guess what I learned today? Or I've never seen anybody more excited about a clinical than you. And we've had so many nursing
Praise
people
God.
come through.
A man that knows his calling.
I mean, ever since I stepped into it, I know it's been difficult. It's been a long, heavy road, but I really learned to love it a lot. It's something. I mean, it's the clinical aspect is all fun and all, but I really like the human aspect behind it and everything, because one thing that people sometimes don't talk about when it comes to hospitals is that's the time where people really open up to you, like this is a complete stranger telling you the life story, or being very open and actually wanting to tell the story, or tell personal stuff about you and everything, because they feel that trust, even though they just met you, they feel that trust between you, you as the nurse, and them as the patient and everything, that they're able to open up and not have any judgmental, you're there to support them, and just hearing people's life's experience, everything. It's one of my favorite things about it. Doctors would come in, check on them and go out, but nurses are the one who monitor them, do the interventions to help get them, make it feel better, do medication stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that nurses do that sometimes some people don't know about, because they only see the doctors. They see the doctors do surgeries, or doctors talk to them about the things they're going through, but they don't really see but the nurses sometimes don't really get emphasized enough as much as the doctors sometimes.
So for everybody who goes to the doctor, thank your local nurse. They do a lot.
So true.
So I know you're also a gamer a little bit. So what kind of games and stuff are you into?
I mean, for me, I'm mostly into any game that allows me to collab, or play with other people.
The multiplayer.
I like multiplayer stuff and everything. I mean, I always like the single player stuff, but I feel the most fun I ever get of it is playing the games that like you kind of work together and everything. I know I recently got a bunch of people into a mobile game I played.
Yep.
Funny,
Yep.
I know I got you into it
Yep.
a lot. I know I got Anthony. I got a good amount of people. Also, I mean, I used to be more of the ones that you play against people, but then after a lot of making, I won't say getting make fun of, but like a lot of people like dogging on me for just being too good or something like that, or just always beating them or something like that.
They
I just
hate
kinda,
you 'cause they ain't you.
Yeah. Shout out to Alec, if you know who he is.
I was about to say, isn't there there was a rumor that you used to be quite the guy at Mario Party.
I used to. I kind of suck now, but
Oh, so retired
Yeah,
Mario
retired.
Party
Retired.
aficionado.
that's what I'm saying. No, yeah.
So, you are in Chi Alpha. We know about your hobbies and all that stuff. But what brought you here? What brought you to Ball State and Muncie in general?
Well, the thing that brought me to Ball State was, of course, the nursing school and everything. I started, I guess, my passions or like my love for like the medical stuff and like nursing stuff ever since I was younger. But like the nursing stuff happened when I went on a mission trip to Africa before my freshman year of high school. It was a medical mission trip in Nairobi, Kenya, and there was like, of course, doctors and some other medical professionals and nurses too. But I really connected well with like more like the nurses stuff and everything, and they got me like kind of more interested or more intrigued about their story and personal experiences and everything. And from there, I know my junior year of high school, since I did almost all my necessary credits or like extracurricular credits I need to do to graduate, I decided to I was able to go to a career school, and in that career school, I did a CNA class, which is basically just like, I mean, a certified nursing assistant, and I really started to love everything nursing from there and everything. I mean, I know as little I was like, I want to be a doctor when I was little and all that stuff, but then I always been told that, oh yeah, doctors, you have to go through school, you have to go through residency, you have to be like know all this stuff, and I was like, I was to the point with school. I was like, I don't know if I want to do school is that long and everything. It sounds no fun.
Right.
But then when
Even though you think school is fun.
well, when we face that, school is only fun when it's something you're passionate about. Like you're not
Fair.
gonna be catching me going to a math class learning about calculus. That's more of a Trey and like Alex or like Viking Alex, I gotta call him. That's like that's what I let them do. But no, when it comes to nursing and everything, I felt like a calling, and the reason why I went to Ball State for nursing is because I was gonna go to go IU, but then I found out that a bunch of people from my high school were going down there, and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, Ball
Yeah.
State, because nobody's going to Ball State.
Was it because you wanted to be different, or because you wanted
Because I wanna
to
be
get away
different.
from? Okay.
Different, and I want to get away.
Yeah.
I was not I had a reputation with not a bad reputation, but like reputation in my hometown because I was in a predominantly very white hometown. So even though I may not know them, people know who I was. There's many times my parents say like, "Who are those people?" And like people like, call my name. I was like, I don't know. So
No, I
Yeah.
definitely feel that about like trying to go somewhere to be different, but then you end up finding those people. I remember when I came here to Ball State, I came here because only like 3 people in the history of my entire hometown had come to Ball State. But I was here for 3 days, and I found the 2 people that were were from my hometown all the way here in Muncie. So I can definitely understand trying to get away from, the people the trying to just create something different of yourself.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So you are at Ball State. You felt your calling to come here, and you kind of wanted to get away. But what brought you into Chi Alpha? Like, how did that switch happen?
Chi Alpha, I still remember that day. It was, I think, welcome week, and I was just walking past the scramble light, and a core group leader at the time, his name was Corbin. He was like tabling. He saw I was wearing a wristband. Like I had a wristband on from I went on a youth trip the summer prior with the Christian group I was in my church from my hometown and everything. And he noticed that, and he had a conversation about me, talked about Chi Alpha and everything. And he's like, hey, we're having, of course, the typical, like, welcome week stuff. Like, hey, we're having, like, meetup. We're having encounter and everything, blah blah blah. But he invited me to this one volleyball thing. I don't remember too much about the volleyball thing. I remember inviting my best friend Anastasia and my other friend Jovi to it. And I remember like near the end of it, they launched the volleyball into like the that one a pond near like outside a park and everything.
Yeah.
And so like they were trying to figure out how to get it out. I was like, I will get it. I legit took off my socks and shoes, just jump into the pond and everything.
Nice.
It was
Commitment.
more muddier than I thought and everything. Got the volleyball, but then after that, my new friend Joey told me to leave because like my feet were like just completely just muddy and everything. But from there, that's how I came to like know what Chi Alpha is. I definitely know during my freshman years, especially the first semester. I was not very I barely go to anything. The only thing I went to was just the core groups that Corbin had and everything. I was there every single day, but I never went to encounters. I didn't go to anything else and everything. And I definitely know that first semester, like near the end of it, I was like considering not showing up again because I mean it was mostly more me focusing on school stuff and like other stuff out of it, and I just didn't really feel like that integrated and everything. And it did take me a little bit to really get like into Chi Alpha and everything. I do remember I don't know how Corbin convinced me, but I went to like Salt that one year and everything. That my freshman year and everything. And let's just say I remember like that first Salt, like the first half of Salt, I was not having a good time because I just didn't have a fun time. Was not really talking to many people and all that stuff, and not really connecting with people. But then I remember like one like the biggest moments there was I forgot my lanyard in like the room and everything, but also I don't know if I lost my hotel key code or something, but I left it somewhere. I think my lanyard in my wallet, which had the hotel key card, was in the room, so I was not able to go into the room to get my key card and my lanyard. And I was trying to text Corbin, but he was not texting me back. So I was able to sitting on like the stairwell, be like, oh my goodness, I am not enjoying this all this. Like I was thinking like after this Solid, I probably don't want to do Chi Alpha stuff. But I remember I also had another core group leader. His name was Joel. I had his number, so I texted him about it, and he actually really responded to my text and everything and helped me out and everything. So shout out Joel. Love that guy. And I remember like after that, I felt Joel actually helped me be more integrated. That's why I met like a bunch of people. I remember that's when I met Noah, another core group leader that I had. And I know another defining moment is on the drive back from Salt. I was in a call with Noah, Josh, his now wife Carly, and Chris in the call, and like it was like a very smushed like driving back and everything. But it was like a very fun time. I felt very included by them and everything. They found out about my dislike of Taco Bell because I'm not the biggest fan.
That's a hot take.
It is a hot take. I'm not the biggest fan of Taco Bell.
We'll pray for you.
Pray for. Hey, if you have grew up in a household where your mom cooks like Hispanic food like on the daily and everything, you kind of everything all like the other Hispanic food that are not 100% authentic kind of stink a little.
I'm pretty sure Taco Bell is 100%. I think.
Not just being like Noah now. Look, just now he's spouting the same thing that Noah's told me all the time. I love him, but I definitely was annoyed by that. But other than that, like I felt from there, I felt like that, like after like that sold and like actually meeting a few more people, I felt that sense of like passion of going back to like being more integrated, being more into Chi Alpha stuff. Because I know around that time too, Corbin actually merged his core group with Alec, and I know when I integrate Alec and him like. Him actually like instantly like showing like more passion, more like intentionality with me and everything. It was basically like he basically a big reason why I also came back in. There's like a bunch of reasons why I stayed, but I know he was another good reason. And then it was kind of home run once Alec and my favorite core group leader. Sorry about my four other core group leaders, but Josh. If you guys know Josh Hoff, he has made a huge impact in my life.
Great guy.
He definitely got me to break more on my shell. He got me to actually go and like talk to people like sporadically and everything. Got me to connect more with like other people, like in my MC, and then also going across the other MC and everything. And it was for Josh. I know like there's a bunch of factors, but Josh Off was probably one of the biggest factors that like made Chi Alpha for me just in general.
That's really cool. Yeah, he's got a big heart.
Yeah, dude, love that man.
Yeah,
Even though he is in Michigan, far.
He's in the. I think I texted him last time. He lives right out of Detroit and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it. But like, I mean, I know I had a faith before stepping on the college stuff and everything. I was like a little concerned about me not my faith kind of dwindling during college. But then God proved me wrong by putting Corbin and putting Kyle for my life and everything.
Yeah, no, dude, that's awesome. So, like, with you having that faith background and being in core group and having a ton of core group leaders, like not just people graduate, life change, what kind of led you to say yes to being a core group leader?
When it comes to being a core group leader, like my core group was like Noah, Josh, Alec, even Chris were like kind of leading to. They were kind of like they were talking about me doing their resource teams time and everything.
As the leader, they were.
Yeah, like they said like this, like they told me like this guy has potential. I could see, like they told me like this didn't tell this to me fully until like near the end, but they said they were talking about me a good amount. I mean, this is where you can step in about what they were talking about if you want to.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I think it was just like your fire for Jesus, and I think they were just really eager, and you loved community. And I think just like as core group leaders and disciple makers, like being people who want to share the gospel with other people, and you're actually excited about that, that's good. Because there are some people who love Jesus but they're not excited about people. But you're one of those people, like even from like your sophomore year, like we just heard the stories of your transformation and like wanting the core group to play Mario Kart, like genuinely heard a lot of that. And then when you literally were in 2 core groups at once, I was like, okay, this guy is definitely faithful, definitely available. I'm like, I don't understand how a nursing major can do 2 different core groups at once. Yeah. But you were definitely teachable. So
I mean, when it comes to that and everything, there's like a lot of stuff that happened with nursing stuff and everything. But let's just say God provides you with time. I would just tell you that.
All right.
Yeah, I remember I didn't even really know you too well when you first came to Chi Alpha, but like just from the first time I met you, you're always the type of guy who could just go up to anyone and just talk to them like you've known them for a while. So I think that was definitely one of your traits that I've seen come to fruition in your leadership and meeting new people and things like that.
I mean, when it comes to a community of people that I like know a good amount of people, even the people I don't know, I feel I can still go up there and have a conversation and everything. Maybe because like if I know how it feels to be like in a group of people where nobody like knows you, and it kind of is awkward, and it could be a little nerve-wracking that like how am I supposed to like connect with people and like actually make performance and everything if nobody wants to come and talk to me. So I mean that's one thing to do. That's like one of the things I love doing, just talking to people, like learning about interests, or like if I know that about somebody has like a big interest or like a very big passion about something else, I can just use that to like start a conversation. I mean, funny enough, that's the way how I start talking to Kira. I found that she knew about Disney. It was because she's wearing Disney sweaters or Disney sweatshirts, shorts, or anything Disney related. And I just remember that I talked to her after like one of the Christmas parties and everything, and yeah, that's kind of how that happened.
Hey, that's awesome, man. No, it's cool to kind of see how everything kind of correlates, and like again, you've had a lot of great things in Chi Alpha, and so like even in regards to core group leading, you know, it's like, yeah, what has kind of been one of your favorite moments from like, yeah, because you're the first time leading this year. How has that been going from like core group member to leader, and then what has been like one of your favorite moments so far?
When it comes to my favorite core group moments, I always just go back to just one of my core group members. His name is Jaden and everything. Jaden, it was when Adam and I first met him during Welcome Week and everything. He was an atheist. He didn't have any intentionality becoming Christian, but the way it seemed like and everything. But I just remember that during that Welcome Week when Adam and I sat down and talked to him and everything, and I'm happy that Adam was there because Jaden he knows music, that he really does know music, and when he's asking me my music opinions, let's just say I listened to a band that he doesn't like that much, but Adam was luckily there. to at least hone in and like and get and like actually have valid music opinions and everything. So yeah, lucky for Adam, he was able to get him more, made him like more honed in and more like talking about all that stuff. And because of that, he's been always 100% consistent coming to core group and everything. Like most of the time, he's always showing up. He's always like extremely happy to be there, and like seeing his growth going from a atheist to being baptized and a new believer and everything. Still, of course, having questions and everything about when it comes to faith and everything, but like him not like rejecting it, and him not and him like being like learning more about it, and him like believing more in Christ and everything, and like seeing his development in core group from him being more silent and not really talking too much to now where he's praying at the end of the time and everything.
That's
he
awesome.
is asking questions. He is bringing up stuff he finds interesting. It's always so great to see and everything. And also just another thing about Jaden is like how much fun he has been like just in the whole community aspect. When he like especially during like my Michigan community's like thing called Mandate. He bought this one game. It's called it's called Muffin Time.
Yes, sir.
Let's just say
That's the name.
all resource team lives change once he bought that game. I am not joking. That game.
We have played this game for like 4 straight months. It is ridiculous, and it's like we go like our hangouts are Mandate's like 2 hours long, and an hour and a half is like the first game of Muffin Time.
To give you a further glance of Gabo's devotion to this game, he played it pretty much the whole car ride all the way from Indiana to Mississippi.
Brother, that's 9 hours.
It was not the whole time. It was
Did
the
Okay,
whole time.
but you played it
Did you play it
multiple
at Buc-ee's?
times.
Huh?
Did you play it at Buc-ee's? You know,
No,
like
we did not. No, we
Beaver
did not.
was just there, like, hey man, I got this game for you.
No, I didn't do that. I
Yeah.
didn't do
Okay.
that. It was mostly on the call right there and everything. I remember playing with Caleb, Sean, Corey, and Gabe and everything. I remember one time, like one Mandate, like when the Texas kayak people were here and everything. We played that game one single game. Even like one of the Texas people had to leave, and Damali had to step in for him. Like it was still going that long, everything, because there's like a bunch of calls.
Yeah,
like
it's a long game.
Yeah, it's a very long game. I mean, there's one call that literally reset the whole entire game.
Yeah.
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 That's really cool. I think it's always super rewarding as a core group leader to see your people that you mentor become a part of that community and loving each other really well and just loving where they're at. And I also think what you were saying about leadership is kind of something that a lot of leaders can relate to, in the sense that once you are a leader, you're kind of pulled away from the core group that you were brought in, and it kind of forces you to be more outgoing. Like, I know that was the truth for me becoming a core group leader, is that it kind of forced me to get out of my shell more, because that's like your responsibility as a leader. So you kind of have to do that, even if you don't really necessarily feel ready, but it makes like it prepares you while like the more you do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's really cool that that's an experience that is kind of all across the board when it comes to leaders. Moving on to kind of what your future is going to look like post Chi Alpha, post Ball State. What do you think that life will look like?
I mean, I know I still have one more semester after this, so I still have a tiny bit of time, and I have one summer and one more fall semester. But
That's good for us. We get more Gabo time.
Just a little bit more Muffin Time before you
More
leave.
Muffin time.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, I think last Mandate is I'm going to actually get a bonfire and burn that game.
Oh wow, that's
Maybe.
a crazy switch up.
Yeah.
Going from loving it, saying that it changes your life, to
I mean,
wanting to burn.
I mean,
it.
honestly, that's how your time when you play that game goes. You go from
Mm.
enjoying it to, I need to take a break from these people.
If you don't learn anything else from this podcast, Muffin Time, and it'll change your life.
Well, anyway, going back to after this grad, I definitely know once I graduate and everything, I'm going to be jumping straight into like taking my certification test to actually be able to practice nursing and everything. And from there, I'm hoping to get a job either at a hospital downtown in Indy, or like at least near my hometown and everything. And probably going to be doing that for a good time and everything. I know another thing I want to do is either get more integrated more back into my home church and everything, or maybe
That's
find
cool.
or maybe find a new church, because the one thing I do love Traders Point and everything, but the one thing about it is I feel like it's gotten like a little too big for me. And after coming to North Point here in Muncie and everything, and like the size and everything, I do like that size a lot more, because I feel like when it comes to that, like they're very similar way teaching methods and all that stuff, and everything, minus the worship. Because when it comes to worship here, I know that it could be like up to like the whole entire time, or sometimes just like 45 minutes is like being generous. Something can go like for
That
hours.
is true. That is true. I love it. Though.
Thanks to Molly.
Yeah, blame the Holy Spirit on that.
And
one.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. I know. There's been people who be like, man, no point church. Worship goes a little bit long time.
Wow, who in your church sounds like Mickey Mouse?
What do you mean?
Braxton.
Braxton.
Braxton. What?
Maybe
I
Chris.
was just doing
Wow.
a voice.
Okay,
I was
gotcha,
not like
gotcha.
trying to
No, you're good. You're
imitate
good.
anybody.
So
Yeah.
further past that,
Mhm.
you've kind of answered this a little bit with talking about wanting to get
Mhm.
more involved with your home church and everything. But how do you think your time in Chi Alpha has prepared you for life to come post college?
I mean, Chi Alpha has bought me a lot of things. I mean, one thing has bought me I feel like it has brought me even closer to Christ, even more than I thought it was going to be and everything. I
Mm.
mean, I never thought walking into college and be like, you know what? Let's go lead people. Let's go like disciple people. That was never a thought at all, like
Yeah.
generally. So I think, and my parents actually do like actually have their own like, what do you call it? Life group, I think it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah. Life group, small
Oh, cool.
group.
Life
Yeah.
group, small group, all that stuff. Kind of, I always seen that as an example, and after doing it myself and everything, I'm actually considering whatever church I'm a part of. If they have like a program where you'd be able like to be a part of like a small group, like it was like Leon small group, a part of the church stuff or anything, or just make it
Yeah.
in general. I definitely want to do something like that because because Chi Alpha made me believe about maybe really believe about community. Like I was always so individual about my faith and everything, and never like too big on community. But it's clear that God was just kind of be like, you need community. You can't grow by yourself, because if you go by yourself, it's this like you're not gonna be as faithful as you could possibly be and everything. And and because of Chi Alpha, it brought me to know that community is, again, one of the most important things like to do as a follower of Christ and everything. It also just brought along lifelong friends and just people I would want to talk to after college and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a little sad. Not a little sad, really sad. When I graduate from here and go and not be like, oh man, I'm not gonna be doing Chi Alpha stuff on a weekly basis. But I definitely know like it has made an impact on my life in general.
Mhm.
And again, without it, I don't think I would be as faithful to Christ as I like wanted to be.
That's really cool. So, last thing, in your time in Chi Alpha, what is some of the best advice that you've heard that you would want to share with other people as well?
Just Josh in general, because like it's just the faith he like kind of gives out and everything. The faith, like no matter how receptive people are to like Christ's word and everything, it's going like you're living a different and not ordinary life, and even if they were not receptive or like they would kind of shoo you off and everything, you still like they're still going to make an impact, because again, like not many people like randomly get talked to by random strangers on a daily basis, or like randomly out of nowhere and everything. And the thing that every time that Josh did that, like he goes up like in the cap building, he goes up talk about people's projects, or just start talking about them, or try to just do a cold evangelize and everything. That made me always think like nobody is too far gone. Like there's nobody in this world who there's nobody in the world who doesn't need Jesus. Everybody needs Jesus and everything. And talking to them, going up to like and talking to them, even like mentioning Jesus' name, or like just mentioning anything like any qualities of Jesus to them, is going to leave an impact on them in some sort of way and everything. So mainly just like there's no like everybody in this world like again needs Christ, and like there's nobody who's like far gone and Jesus can't reach out to get them and everything. Just have conversations with people, and if you're not able to like talk fully about Christ to them, and it'll never get to the topic of Christ, just know that you have made an impact in their life, because sometimes people just need somebody to talk to, just need some, or they may be struggling, and you going up to them may be the thing that like kind of like makes them either feel better or just makes them just have a better day. So yeah.
That's really cool, man. Well, thank you again so
Yeah,
much
man.
for being on this podcast with us.
Of course.
Enjoyed the time, enjoyed the conversation, enjoyed the stories, most of all.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm excited for your life and to see where Jesus leads you, and I'm excited for next people we have on the pod, man. It's about to be a good lineup going for the summer.
Stay tuned for next month's podcast.
Heck yeah. But we'll see you guys. My name's Damari.
My name's Elijah.
My name is Gabo.
Peace.